In this video, we bring you the raw and unfiltered reactions of 5 dangerous convicts as they reflect on their lives and the crimes that led them to serving life in prison. These inmates have been convicted of heinous crimes that have shocked the world and have been deemed too dangerous to ever be released. From murder to drug trafficking, these 5 convicts have experienced the darkest side of life and are now paying the ultimate price for their actions. Their stories will shock you, and their candid reflections will leave you questioning the justice system and the rehabilitation of prisoners. Join us as we delve into the minds of these convicts and uncover the truth behind their crimes, their time behind bars, and the possibility of redemption. This video will leave you with a newfound appreciation for the freedoms we often take for granted and a deeper understanding of the consequences that come with breaking the law. Get ready for a powerful, thought-provoking experience as we hear from these 5 dangerous convicts. Number 1. Rhinestone. Rhinestone, a Colorado man who went on a crime spree that was broadcasted live on a news station's helicopter. Stone was convicted of carjacking 3 vehicles, including one with a 4-year-old inside the SUV. Authorities said that when Stone sped away, he led police on a chase at speeds over 100 miles per hour. The chase was broadcasted live on the news, and the footage is truly shocking. If we rewind, we can see Stone driving a vehicle that clips a trooper with the Colorado State Patrol as he was trying to place stop sticks. Stone ended up with serious injuries, but Stone didn't stop there. He pulled out another victim from their vehicle and drove off, heading right into a busy intersection. The chase continued on foot as Stone ran through a parking lot, slipping on ice and losing his jacket in the process. But a fence eventually stopped him, and he was finally arrested. Stone is now in county jail, but he believes he should be getting paid for his internet fame. During phone calls to his friends, he boasted about making the news in the UK and Australia and wanted to get paid for the footage. But Stone's fame didn't help him in court. He was convicted of 18 charges, including attempted manslaughter, child abuse, and assault. The judge sentenced him to 160 years in prison. During his opportunity to address the court about the recordings in jail, Stone blamed it on emotional stress and the use of drugs. He stated that he was going through a trial and that it was an extremely stressful week and a half. He said that he made one of the phone calls and was still coming off drugs, and that he didn't mean to brag about making international news. Number 2. Diana Lovejoy. Meet Diana Lovejoy, a woman from Carlsbad, California, who was once married to Greg Malvahill. Unfortunately, their marriage fell apart, and they divorced after a messy legal battle. The court ordered Diana to pay $120,000 to Greg for his stake in their family home and granted them shared custody of their son. But things took a dangerous turn when Diana became furious upon hearing the court's orders. Diana hatched a plan to murder her ex-husband with the help of her boyfriend, Weldon McDavid. They shot Greg in the torso, but luckily the bullet missed his heart and he survived the ordeal. Both Diana and Weldon were arrested and the court had sufficient evidence against them. Diana fainted in court as the verdict was announced. She was found guilty of the attempted murder of Greg Mulvihill and conspiracy to commit murder. It is painful that some people in this world think they have the right to take someone else's life. Diana's actions not only put Greg's life at risk, but also destroyed the lives of their families. It's heartbreaking to see the impact of such heinous acts on innocent people. When the jury declared Diana guilty of the charges, the courtroom fell silent, except for the cries of her family members in the background. She was sentenced to 26 years to life in prison, while her boyfriend, Weldon McDavid, was sentenced to 50 years to life in prison. It's a tragedy that such a beautiful family had to fall apart, and innocent people had to suffer because of one person's greed and anger. No amount of money or revenge is worth taking someone's life. It's essential to learn from this case and remember that violence is never the answer. Number 3. Jaleel Smith Riley. Jaleel Smith Riley, who was convicted of robbery, murder, and attempted murder in a Cincinnati courtroom. Police say that Smith Riley confessed to the robbery, killing a 20-year-old woman, Portia Brooks, and seriously wounding her boyfriend, Aaron Martin. On the day of the crime, Brooks and Martin were sitting in the car when Smith Riley approached them with 2 other individuals looking to rob them. When Smith Riley found out that Martin did not have any cash, he shot him in the head, leaving him with permanent brain damage. Smith Riley then turned his gun on Brooks and shot her, killing her 3 days later. During the trial, Smith Riley expressed genuine remorse for his actions, acknowledging that he cannot go back in time and undo what he did. However, the impact of his actions have been devastating for the victims' families. Brooke's mother delivered a victim impact statement in court stating that he killed her mentally and emotionally and destroyed her identity as a mother of 3 and a family of 4. Brooke's sister also spoke, saying that she now has to deal with life without her sister, and that Smith Riley should have to deal with life without parole. Moments before Smith Riley received his sentence of life without parole, he was visibly emotional, knowing that he will never be allowed to return home again. While he expressed genuine remorse for his actions, the severity of his crimes demanded a punishment that reflected the gravity of the situation. The court ultimately decided that a life sentence without the possibility of parole was necessary to hold Smith Riley accountable for his actions and to provide justice for the victims and their families. Number 4. Seth Welch. Seth Welch, a religious farming father from Cedar Springs, Michigan, he and his wife, Tatiana Fusari, were charged with the murder of their 10-month-old daughter, Mary Welch. According to reports, the couple claimed they noticed their baby was underweight and skinny, but did not seek medical attention due to their religious beliefs and distrust of medicine and the government. The tragedy came to light when Seth called 911 after discovering his child's lifeless body. In the call, he told the operator that he had found the child dead and waited an hour and a half before calling 911. He also mentioned that he called his lawyer first thing to ask what the next step should be. When asked when he had last seen his child, Seth said it was around 3 p.m. the day before, and he had put her to bed. The autopsy revealed that Mary's cause of death was malnutrition and dehydration due to neglect by the adult caregivers. The couple was charged with felony murder while in the perpetration or attempted perpetration of child abuse in the first degree. This is a charge called homicide felony murder and carries a sentence of life imprisonment without parole. They were also charged with child abuse in the first degree for knowingly or intentionally causing serious physical harm to a child. This is the moment when they realized that they would spend the rest of their lives behind bars. They were both found guilty and required to provide a DNA sample upon arrest. Number 5. Esteban Carpio. On December 29, 2015, police were questioning Carpio for the stabbing of an 85-year-old woman in Rhode Island. While in the interview room, Carpio managed to grab Detective Sergeant James Allen's gun and shot him twice, killing him. He then jumped out of the third-story window and fled, but was apprehended just 45 minutes later. At his arraignment, Carpio came in wearing a mask designed to stop the offender from spitting or biting at others. With his face in rough shape, his family members accused the police of brutality and claimed that Carpio was mentally ill and needed help. They tried to get him the help he needed, but it wasn't enough, and he didn't deserve what happened to him. An FBI investigation later concluded that the police did not use excessive force, and that Carpio's injuries were sustained due to his jump from the 3rd floor of a building and struggle with law enforcement. Carpio eventually pled guilty to the charges against him and was sentenced to life in prison without parole. The case of Esteban Carpio is a tragic reminder of the importance of proper mental health care and support. It's clear that Carpio was struggling with mental illness and was not receiving the help he needed. It's a failure on the part of society that so many people who need help are unable to get it. We must do better as a community to provide mental health care and support those who need it. Unfortunately, in the case of Esteban Carpio, a tragedy occurred. Detective Sergeant James Allen lost his life, and Carpio will spend the rest of his life in prison. We must learn from this tragedy and work to prevent similar incidents from happening in the future. Thank you for watching our video on 5 dangerous convicts reacting to serving life in prison. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more thought-provoking content. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one.